viral tanning drops all over TikTok, they don't work. They're illegal to sell for tanning, and some have been linked to skin cancer, even permanent eye damage. And yet influencers are selling them like candy. Let me show you how this scam works. I'm Heather, a finance director with a chemistry degree. That means I know two things: how the science works and how companies make money when we don't ask questions. And tanning drops are the perfect example of both. I'll be honest, this video started because I came back from holiday with a tan and I like the way it looks. I'm usually ghost pale, and for the first time I thought, wow, maybe I do look a bit healthier with a bit of colour. So I did what a lot of us do. I went online. Tanning drops, gummies, and even the so-called tan jabs. And the more I dug, the more I realised this isn't a glow, this is a scam. And if you've ever felt tempted by these trends, I get it. That's why I made this free guide called Glow Without the Gamble. It's packed with science-backed, safe ways to get that healthy glow without risking your health or your wallet. You can grab it in the link below. Tanning drops are sold as effortless. Just a few drops in your coffee and you'll glow. The packaging says all natural and derm-approved. Influencers post glowing before and afters, sometimes literally using filters to fake the results. One UK ad was even banned after it turned out the skin tone in the video wasn't real. And that's the playbook. Make you feel your natural skin isn't good enough, dangle a miracle fix that looks perfect online, and never mention the fine print. That results vary, you'll still need sunscreen, and nothing about this is officially approved. So how do these drops actually work? The basic idea is simple. You either dye your skin from the inside or force it to make more pigment. First, the so-called glow drops. These are loaded with plant pigments: beta-carotene, lycopene, lutein, astaxanthin, zeaxanthin, basically all the xanthins. It's the same stuff that makes carrots orange and tomatoes red. When you take them in high enough doses, those pigments don't magically tan you. They build up in the fat under your skin and stain it. Think of a baby who eats too many carrots and ends up with an orange nose. That is what's happening here. And the first places that stain, usually the back of your hands and the soles of your feet, because the skin there is thicker. So instead of a golden glow, you end up looking like you've applied fake tan and forgot to wash your hands. Dermatologists say that the colours can vary from bronze to orangey to purplish, and it all depends on your skin tone. Not exactly the even sun-kissed glow they promise. Then there are the hormone-based products. They use melanotan 1 or 2, synthetic versions of the hormone that tells your skin to make more melanin. And yes, they can darken your skin. But here's the catch. They're unlicensed and untested for cosmetic use. In the US, UK, Canada, and Australia, it's illegal to sell them for tanning. Yet, you'll still find them online as tongue drops, nasal sprays, or injections marketed as tan jabs, which means you're basically buying a black market drug with no idea of what's really inside. So, do they work? With the carotenoid drops, any change is subtle, patchy, and slow, usually weeks of daily use. The FDA tested earlier versions decades ago and found you need massive amounts just to shift skin tone, and the shade was more orange brick than beach bronze. Even now, lots of users report no difference at all. With Melanotan, the effects are stronger. Some people go several shades darker, but even then, you still usually need some UV exposure to activate the process, which means you're combining an unregulated drug with sunlight. Not exactly a safe tanning plan. So whether it's staining your fat orange or forcing your skin to overproduce pigment, neither of these give you a real safe tan. And this is where it gets scary. First, none of these products are approved anywhere. The FDA, Health Canada, the MHRA, they all say the same thing. There is no pill or drop approved for tanning. In fact, the FDA banned the original tanning pills decades ago after finding they cause crystals to form in people's eyes, sometimes leaving vision blurred for years. Second, pigment drops only work at high doses, and high doses means risk. Fat-soluble vitamins like A and E can build up in your liver until they cause real damage. Beta-carotene can turn your skin bright orange, and in smokers is even being linked to higher cancer rates. Lycopene in excess can upset your stomach, cause cramps and diarrhea, and interfere with medications like blood thinners. The key here is that it's the dose that makes the poison. Even water can kill you if you drink too much. Salt, which your body needs, can stop your heart at high doses. Caffeine feels harmless in coffee, but a concentrated caffeine powder can be lethal. It's the same with these so-called natural pigments. Canthaxanthin, beta-carotene, astaxanthin, all naturally occurring. But once you concentrate them into a supplement and push the dose high enough to stain your skin, the safety profile changes completely. That's why canthaxanthin is banned for tanning doses, even though it's still allowed in tiny amounts in food colouring. Thirdly, these drops live in a supplement grey zone. They're sold as dietary supplements, which means no regulator checks the ingredients before they go on the market. No one is testing whether the label is accurate, whether the dose is safe, or whether it's been spiked with something else. Cosmetic chemists warn you are taking these at your own risk. And then there's Melanotan. This is where the risks go from unsettling to dangerous. Side effects include intense nausea, vomiting, dizziness, and severe flushing. People report darkening moles, freckles appearing out of nowhere, and in some cases, melanoma. The Australian regulator TGA has linked it to kidney problems and even brain swelling. On top of that, you have no guarantee of purity. You could be injecting or inhaling anything. And the scariest part, because melanotan changes the way your skin cells behave, it can actually mask the early signs of skin cancer. Finally, there's a false sense of security. Even if these drops make your skin look darker, that doesn't mean protection. A real tan gives you a tiny SPF of around 4 to 13, but the staining, 0. It just tricks you into thinking you're protected. And dermatologists warn this is dangerous. If you stop using sunscreen because you look tanned, you're even more likely to burn and increase your risk of melanoma. So let's be clear, these products are unapproved, they're unsafe, and you're the guinea pig. The companies know this, the regulators know this, but they also know that you want that glow badly enough to take the risk. It's no surprise these products have been called a beauty scam. The marketing checks every box of a trendy wellness fad and carefully hides the caveats. These drops blew up on TikTok and Instagram with glowing before and afters. Some even use filters to exaggerate results. Buzzwords like vegan, clean, antioxidant rich make it sound sexy. One brand even claims dermatologist approved, but no dermatologist would recommend swallowing dyes to tan. At best, they'll say the vitamins aren't poisonous, which is a long way from an endorsement. Ads promise a natural glow with every sip, but the fine print quietly admits results vary, not evaluated by the FDA, and you still need sunscreen. The translation is even they don't stand by their own claims. These drops are sold direct to customer, often on subscription models that are hard to cancel. The market's hot, so copycats pop up on Amazon and eBay. Regulators call it the Wild West, totally unregulated and totally unverified. So, much of the magic you see online is just marketing magic. Filters, slogans, and sponsored posts, not science. I'll be honest, when I got back from holiday with a tan, I liked how it looked. And suddenly I was Googling drops, gummies, and even the so-called tan drops. And honestly, if a pale nerd with a chemistry degree can get tempted by this stuff, then anyone can. Not because we're silly, but because these companies are so good at making us feel like we're not enough. But now you've seen the science, you know better. And a real glow is not in a dropper bottle. It's how you feel when you're not being played. If you want practical, safe ways to get that glow without the gamble, I've put them together in a free guide below. And if this video helped you see the beauty industry a little differently, hit subscribe because I've got more beauty lies to expose. Next up, I'm doing a deep dive into the safe side of tanning. So if you ever wondered what really works without wrecking your health, that's one you don't want to miss.